Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Surbhi Sharma. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Thursday, the 6th of June. No bilateral meeting between India and Pakistan at SCO summit. Afghan President faces backlash over decision to release over 800 prisoners. And Nepal picks up tons of garbage in Mount Everest cleanup. And now for all the details. In his first public engagement after assuming charge, India's Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar on Thursday said that the country's stature has risen over the past 5 years. Addressing a gathering in New Delhi, he also talked about BIMSTEC, SAARC, and the role of India and China in global rebalancing.
India's Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar on Thursday said that a majority of people in India have recognized that the country's stature in the world has risen in the last 5 years. Addressing a gathering at a seminar in New Delhi in what was his first public engagement after assuming charge, Jaishankar said that the rise of India and China is a part of a larger global rebalancing currently underway.
The large majority of people in this country recognize that India's standing in the world has gone up, and more important, that this is something that matters to them. I think the assumption that somehow, the masses don't care about what the world thinks about us is not true. So that sense that today, the country is on the move, that the world looks at us very differently, and there are consequences to that. That means different expectations, different responsibility. I think that is something where foreign policy has made a difference, particularly in the last 5 years.
Formerly, the Foreign Secretary of India, Jaishankar, said that BIMSTEC leaders were chosen over SAARC for the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's swearing in because New Delhi sees energy, mindset and possibility in BIMSTEC.
India's Foreign Ministry on Thursday said that no bilateral meeting has been planned between Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi with his Pakistani counterpart Imran Khan during the sidelines of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization summit. Prime Minister Modi is scheduled to attend the annual meeting on June 13th to 14th in Kyrgyzstan.
India's Foreign Ministry spokesperson Ravish Kumar on Thursday confirmed that no bilateral meeting has been planned between Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi with his Pakistani counterpart Imran Khan during the sidelines of Shanghai Cooperation Organization or SCO summit. Prime Minister Modi is scheduled to attend the annual SCO summit in Kyrgyzstan on June 13 and 14. Addressing a presser, Ravish Kumar also informed that India has sought clarification on reports that controversial elements have been appointed by Pakistan on a committee associated with cross-border Sikh Pilgrim Corridor Kartarpur project.
To the best of my knowledge, there is no bilateral meeting being planned between Prime Minister and Prime Minister of Pakistan on the sidelines of the SCO summit.
Tensions have remained high between the two countries since February this year, after Pakistan-based terror group claimed a deadly terror attack in India's Jammu and Kashmir, which killed at least 40 Indian paramilitary personnel.
In news from Afghanistan, Afghan President Ashraf Ghani has been facing backlash from critics over his announcement to release over 880 prisoners in the war-torn country. According to them, a majority of the inmates to be released are members of the Taliban.
Afghan President Ashraf Ghani, during his Eid speech on Tuesday, announced the release of over 887 inmates in the war-torn country. These inmates will be released on the order of the president within the next 10 days. However, some former government officials and presidential candidates for upcoming polls have lashed out at President Ghani for the move. According to them, majority of the 887 prisoners who are expected to be released by the government are members of the Taliban.
کسایی که توضیح ساختی اینو چی کردن کجا هستن و چطور پس رفتن در جبهات علیه دولت جنگ کردن این بسیار چی هست این یک چوکدام شهر بپرسان اینمی افغانستان
که خودش غیر قانونی است او نمیتونه که او تصمیم بگیره یک موضوع کلان است که صلاحیت خودش بسیار زیاد بالاست ولی تمام کارهایی که انجام میده غیر قانونی است یه هم در جمله کارهای غیر قانونیش میاد.
According to the critics, the release of prisoners will have possible impact on the country's situation. The Ghani government must first consider the profit and loss of the decision, some pointed out. President Ghani's decision comes as Taliban, in its Eid message, rejected the prospect for a ceasefire with the Afghan government and instead vowed to fight.
More news from Afghanistan. Members of the People's Peace Movement in Afghanistan have sought clarity on the fate of at least 25 of their colleagues who were detained by the Taliban earlier this week. The peace convoy began its journey to Taliban-influenced areas on May 31st. Members of the People's Peace Movement in Afghanistan have sought clarity on the fate of at least 25 of their colleagues who were detained by the Taliban earlier this week. The 50-member peace convoy began their journey to Taliban-influenced areas in southern Helmand province on May 31st. At least 25 of them were taken by the Taliban, and it was not clear whether the group took them for talks about the Afghan peace process. The fate of the marchers remained vague, local media reports said.
تنامه بینشان شو برادر بین ملت و مردم این سنجش بکنن که رای عالی این ملت افغانستان چی است
معلومات نه خبرو راځي او نه دوی هغه راځي منګه خوغه کو په ملګرو په ورونو طالبانو باندې سبا دي منګه دي مشرانو دي ملګرو د حرکت باید منګ ته اول راکړي دوی خبرې تر کوم ځای پور رسیدلی مثبت نتیجې د خدای ورس.
The Taliban has so far not commented. The People's Peace Movement, also called Helmand Peace Convoy, had attracted international attention last year when they walked on foot across Afghanistan and into the capital Kabul in an attempt to reduce the record levels of violence across the country. In news from Nepal, Nepal on Wednesday confirmed around 4 dead bodies and 11 tons of garbage were collected from Mount Everest as part of a cleanup drive. This comes after the Nepalese government made it mandatory for every climber to bring back at least 17 pounds of waste from the world's tallest peak.
Around 11 tons of decades-old garbage and 4 bodies have been collected from the Mount Everest as part of a cleaning drive, the Nepal government said on Wednesday. 9 out of the 11 mountaineers died on the Nepali side of the mountain in May this year, while 2 perished on the Tibetan side, making it the deadliest climbing season since 2015. The garbage, along with the bodies of some of the 300 people who have died over the years on Everest slopes, are buried under the snow during winter, but become visible when the snow melts in summer.
Number of the climbers चाहिँ घटाउनै पर्छ तपाईको नत्र भने भोलि तपाईको फोहोर हुने एउटा कारण चाहिँ त्यहाँ 800 700 मान्छे पुगेर पनि हो त्यहाँ तपाईको बेस क्याम्पमा माथि र अर्को कुरा चाहिँ भोलि नराम्रो दुर्घटना चाहिँ तपाईको घट्छ तपाईको त्यहाँ चाहिँ हामीले क्लाइम्बर्सहरुले चाहिँ कन्ट्रोल गरिनु भने.
Mountaineers returning from the world's highest peaks say its slopes are littered with waste like human excrement, used oxygen bottles, torn tents, ropes, cans and plastic wrappers left behind by climbers. This comes after government of Nepal, in efforts to control pollution and remove expedition trash, introduced a rule in 2014 making it mandatory for every climber to bring back at least 17 pounds of waste. It was based on estimate that a climber would leave same amount of waste in the peak during ascent.
A man in India's eastern Odisha province has collected several rare items, including musical instruments and coins that date back to different eras. With over 8,000 artifacts in his collection, his dream is to start his own museum soon. Satya Ketan Mohanty, a businessman from India's Odisha province, has collected over 8,000 rare items, majorly including coins from different eras and some musical instruments. 40-year-old Mohanty has been collecting the antique artifacts from the age of 17 and has a dream to establish a museum in his city one day. His collection of artifacts is divided into 14 sections, ranging from hundreds of fossils, rare seashells, musical instruments, weapons, ornaments, and over 350 rocks and minerals.
17 साल से मैंने ये शुरुआत किया और आज 23 साल हो गए मुझे ये कलेक्शन करते हुए और मैं एक्चुअली एक बार मेरा दीदी और मैं हम लोग कलेक्शन करते थे और मैं उससे इंस्पायर्ड हो के ये कलेक्शन किया.
Mohanty also has postage stamps, old envelopes, letters and several types of herbal dry products which he has collected and stored over a period of 23 years. In the year 2013, he had the largest collection of Indian coins in the world. He also has a Guinness World Record to prove it. Favorable weather conditions this year have helped farmers to boost the production of strawberries in India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province. Strawberry is the first fruit in Kashmir Valley that grows after 6 months of harsh winters.
Favorable weather conditions this year have helped growers boost the production of strawberries in Srinagar in India's Jammu and Kashmir province this season. Strawberries were introduced in the Kashmir Valley in the late 90s by a few farmers and enthusiastically adopted by others who saw their farm profits soar. Strawberry is the first fruit in Kashmir Valley that grows after the 6 months of harsh winters. Strawberry farmers said a bit late but adequate amount of rainfall and mostly pleasant weather conditions this season favored better production.
इसके लिए टेम्परेचर मॉडरेट होना चाहिए, न ज़्यादा होना चाहिए न ज़्यादा कम होना चाहिए. हम इसके साथ इस मसरूफ़ है जो हमारा तिजारत है इससे अच्छा निकलता है, हमारा रोज़गार निकलता है, हमारा जो औरतें हैं वो भी इसमें मसरूफ़ होती है, हम भी इसमें मसरूफ़ होते हैं. कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, मतलब अपना रोज़गार जो हम इसी से निकालते हैं और हमारा गुजारा इससे अच्छा होता है.
और ये बहुत अच्छा मेवा है. इस साल मौसम भी अच्छा रहा, बारिश बीच में आ गई तो थोड़ा सा इसमें अच्छा है बारिश के लिए. ज़्यादा गर्मी अगर आ गई तो इसमें ज़्यादा नुकसान हो जाता है. ये फैमिली बिजनेस है, इससे वाबस्ता है हमारी औरतें, हमारी बहनें, हम खुद हैं. इससे रोज़गार मिलता है नौजवानों को, फैमिली को. इसमें बहुत अच्छा आमदनी आती है.
Strawberries from Kashmir Valley are supplied across various parts of India. The cool and dry climate of Kashmir is suitable for fruits like strawberries, apples, cherries, plums, grapes and walnuts, which require moderate rainfall and bright sunshine.
Exiled Tibetan spiritual leader Dalai Lama on Wednesday held a teaching session in India's northern hill town of Dharamshala. Over 7,000 people from across the globe participated in the one-day session.
Thousands of people gathered in India's northern hill town of Dharamshala on Wednesday to take part in the teaching session of Tibetan spiritual leader Dalai Lama. The one-day session was attended by over 7,000 followers from across the globe. The event was organized on the request of Zonga Chode Monastery in the hill town.
Dalai Lama is giving a special initiation of Avalokiteshvara, God of Compassion initiation. So that's why lots of number of people are gathering here today.
Whenever I come to an empowerment of the Dalai Lama, it always feels very special, it always feels very joyful, and I feel like a celebration that so many people from all over the world, from India as well, can come and celebrate together.
India is the home to almost 100,000 Tibetans. Exiled Tibetan spiritual leader Dalai Lama has lived in India since fleeing a failed uprising against Chinese rule of his homeland in 1959. A government of exiled Tibetans and 10 of thousands of refugees are also based in Dharamshala in India's northern Himachal Pradesh province.
Well, that's all we have for you from South Asia this evening. Now our viewers can watch the show on southasianewsline.com. You can also visit us on facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.